So hello again. Now I would like to sort of show you a little bit about how to source some ingredients that you need for any type of cooking really, especially if you're on a budget. And there's various ways, depending on how much time you have, but let's start with the most affordable option. And let's start with some protein. For instance, here we have chickpeas, we have some black beans as well. We have some kidney beans. They're all dried, and you'll find that sort of the most bang for the buck you get when it's dried. Now, obviously, you need to soak them up in water, like I've done here. Here you have soaked kidney beans. So it takes you sort of an 8 to 10 hours to do that, but you'll probably save around 50%. Now, if you don't have the time, you can always buy canned beans as well, which is perfectly fine, but you'll find that you'll be paying much more. Still, it's an affordable protein. Then you need your tomato sauce, and I normally don't gonna go cheap on that because it's a dramatic difference in what you buy. Now, granted, there are certain brands that are better than others and still being really good. Now, obviously, I like this Mutti one because it's a great product, and I think reasonably affordable as well. You can always do that and spice it up with, or kind of blend it in with more cheaper options, but I think that one gives the best taste. Then there are certain things that you find that you buy normally in quite small packages, and if you do that, like spices, so on, you tend to get ripped off. You just pay more. So for certain things, if you make a lot of Mexican food, a lot of Middle Eastern food, etc., there's certain spices that I'd really recommend you to buy in bigger bulks, if you will. So for instance, like ground cumin, or smoked paprika. It's really expensive if you buy in the small ones, and there's a lot of branding involved there, and I don't really see taste the difference in these products, and I think they're essential if you are making a lot of different cuisines to have a good spice cabinet. So what you tend to use a lot of, buy those in bulk. Normally those are not found in the big grocery chain stores. You have to go into specialty shops and primarily sort of more oriental shops and Asian food markets, and because they have normally a great variety and really good prices. But there's one thing that I recently found out that you can't go cheap on, and something which is sort of, you can maybe think that it's a pretty basic, but it's pepper. One of my friends, he gave me a package of pepper that he brought from Vietnam, and the taste difference is absolutely off the charts. So I would actually see where you can get better pepper. I would actually try to invest a bit in pepper because you don't use that much, and normally it gives you a great taste. So these are some of the basics. I'll come back to some of these things, and also particularly how you can save things and not throw things out, because throwing things out makes your food budget balloon. So the more you can actually save and make really good things, pickling, and just basically treat your leftover food as an experiment or as a challenge every day in order to make great food. That's what I do. And that's what I would challenge everybody to do in order to save the environment. But also it's very good for your economy as well to do that, because the average household throws away around 25% of all the food, which is really bad for the environment, and it's also extremely bad for your budget, as you can imagine. So if you can take that down to 4%, then that's 20%. That's 20%. That's one meal. Over one meal a week, if you can do that. So that's a little bit of a kind of extra introduction to some of the things you need. And now we're going to go over to start with the first cooking recipe in the next video. So stay tuned.